Hi. Well, after trying to go live again after it disconnected me, I decided just to make a video and upload it even though it takes a long time. But I want to read you some of my cards that I wrote. And I just realized you can see my pot poster. I have a pot poster with a lot of fruit on it that inspires me to eat more veggies and fruits. Not to smoke more, but I do enjoy smoking sometime. Anyway, I'm going to read you some cards that make me feel good in the morning when I get up or anytime I feel like feeling better. First, I ground myself. Okay, that brings me down. Grounded to the ground, so I have my spine heading to the center of the earth. Nice breath. Okay, my cards have the tarot on them as well, but today I want to read more of the parts that have to do with manifesting and affirmations. Things you can say into the mirror to yourself or just say to yourself at any time just to raise your own vibration. I simmer in the sweet summer stew of love. I accept my beautiful self with reverence, unabashed. We never need to be ashamed of ourselves. That just is not in the cards. Okay. Put this a little bit more. Okay, my kitchen. Well, you can see my kitchen. I don't like to use dishwashers, so I'm glad I don't have one. I love myself. I look into the mirror and I say 3 times, I deserve everything good I can imagine and more. Say it with me. I deserve everything good I can imagine and more. Once more. I deserve everything good I can imagine and more. It's a very, very powerful affirmation. You do deserve everything good. Everything good. Beyond your own imagination. So, hey, let your imagination soar. Oh, in fact, I'm lisping because of my missing teeth. Anyway, yeah, I've been doing this thing that I went back a couple years at some of Sterling's first videos, and he was talking about how to hear more, how to develop your mediumship. And so I've been writing down, doing what he told me, writing down for 5 minutes everything that I hear. Not thinking about, is it right? Is, just writing down my own, whatever I'm hearing or feeling, just writing it down. And first asking a question and getting some answers. And it's like automatic writing. I just love it. I love writing anyway. And doing it that way, you don't have to think about periods or commas or your spelling or anything like that. Just write what comes. Even if it's off the subject that you asked about, because it's coming from the universe. It's coming through the universe to you. It will give you something that you need to hear. And it's so powerful. I only did it for about 5 days, and it really felt life-changing. But then I had a couple teeth removed, and I didn't do it for a few days. So I'm starting back in. Well, I started back in today, and it just makes me feel wonderful just to even just write and get something out. Especially when you're alone a lot, it's really wonderful. It feels like someone else is there, and in fact, they are. And lately, I've been doing a lot more mediumship with people that are in my family, and it's it's broadening. The feeling of how many people are out there rooting for me is getting bigger and bigger because I'm reaching out. And I can't say that I always hear them, but I'm feeling something powerful. I'm feeling the love. And of course, that always makes you feel good. Okay, the next card. I do digress. Maybe it's good this isn't live. I'm just teasing myself. I tease myself all the time. I am prosperous. Money works for me. I am good with money, and I am a money magnet. And you don't have to believe it. You can just say it. And it's funny because I've had times in my life where I've had money, and I've had times in my life where I've felt that I didn't have enough. Now I realize I always had enough, and there's really no difference. Well, I might be a little more comfortable. I might get a nicer hotel room or have food from a fancier restaurant. But I enjoy my own cooking, and actually I feel better when I eat my own cooking because I know what I can eat and what I can't, what upsets my stomach and that kind of thing. Because for years I had colitis. But anyway, I don't want to talk about my health. Okay. I choose happiness. I shine like a star. I am golden. I live in the golden hour. You know, I was just thinking about going to different restaurants in Cambodia and really feeling like a star. You know, people look at you when you're overseas and you might look different from them, something you wear or just the color of your skin or whatever. You just look different, you speak differently, and people stare. And it's usually a positive thing. It's not like staring like you're an alien or a bad alien, I should say. But I don't know. It just, when I was overseas, I felt very special and very seen. Like when you're a woman and you get past a certain age, maybe, I don't know, 45, suddenly you can feel a little bit invisible. You just don't get the attention you did when you were younger, and you know, everything in America is like young and new is good. Not so in other places. The older people are revered, and I found that even people from other Western cultures would talk with me and wanted to know where I had been, which countries I loved, and things like that. And I felt valued. They wanted to know what I thought of a place, and they might be 23, and they're listening to me. And I don't find that here in America as much. I wish that America weren't so ageist, but unfortunately we are. That's one of the things I love about this community. We have every age. I was watching Aiden today, and he was on with Lilac, and it was such a great show. I just loved it. In fact, he started talking about dowsing rods, and he was asking her about, when she felt that there was something different about her. And I remember that whenever I brought up anything that was psychic, um, it was just pushed away very quickly. I was brought up in a Christian home. My mother went to church, my father, no. And now I wish I had really tapped into more of what he knew, but I'm doing it now, even though he's passed. But I remembered when they were talking about dowsing rods. I don't know if you know what those are, but I remember one day my father came into the house and he had a stick. It was a forked stick. And he said, I gotta tell you about this guy I met. He can find water everywhere. He can find water in the desert. And so my dad got down with his stick and he's like, and my father's a teacher. He's a physical education teacher. But he took this stick and he said, oh, he would just go and walk and look and just with this forked stick with a point heading forward. And he said, suddenly, boom, the stick would go down and it would point to the earth where the water was. And he said, sure enough, they would dig and there would be water. My father had a sand plant too. He was a businessman as well as a teacher. But I remember my dad's eyes and his belief. And I thought, I'm thinking now, he didn't talk about church, he didn't talk about God, but from the way he said that, he was so spiritual with people. And so I realized he was spiritual, he just wasn't religious. And I don't know, I just didn't really think about it much before. And my mother was always saying to me, what does this mean in the Bible? What does this mean? And I was a big churchgoer. I ended up getting my mother back into church. For a while, I would go alone. And then she started coming back because I was in the choir. And so she started, but I'll never forget this day. She said, come here, Kay, please explain this to me. And I told her my interpretation of things in the Bible. And they were things I knew to be true. Because I did not just believe the Bible hook, line, and sinker. I didn't take it literally. I took it very figuratively. I thought it was beautiful, so beautiful, inspired, yes. However, I had a lot of questions about it, like where are the women? Where are the women writers? And what about the women in the Bible? They didn't seem, I don't know, there were a lot of things. I don't want to bash the Bible. Beautiful work of art. I believe in Jesus. I believe in God. But anyway, I just believed differently than the church. But I went to it. I loved the rituals and I loved the singing in particular. Oh my goodness, I really got off on that one. I'm going to read another card. I inspire others along my journey. I learn from others. I am inspirational. I am a listener. Some people might disagree with that in my life because I am also a big talker. And I must admit, I enjoy attention. I have to admit that about myself. I didn't get a lot of attention when I was little, and when I got older, I started getting attention for different things I did. I taught English. I went to Australia and taught there, and I just got a lot of attention. I started different programs for literacy and special ed when they didn't have special ed. I really tried to help children, and I found that I did. even though it was pretty nerve-wracking for me, and my health got pretty messed up. For some reason, I get a lot of anxiety. And I did teach for, I think, 7 years total, but it didn't really agree with me. I just felt too nervous. I enjoyed more singing, doing karaoke singing, doing acting. Um, anyway, my biggest strength is restraint, temperance, and manifestations that I create. I am my own creation. I am who I was meant to be, and I create who I am. It's ever changing. I'm on my path. That's what I love about the tarot cards. You have the ups and downs of life, and there is so much learning in the tarot. I do them a little differently than other people. I believe that every tarot card has advice. And so it's beyond the meaning of the card. For example, some of the ones we've just had this morning. I'll give you an example. Okay, the Three of Swords. Remove yourself from the sorrow of the past. Break the family chain or pattern. And also on my cards, I have advice on where to go. That one was Mongolia. That's a place I have not been. The Eight of Wands. Take swift action. No procrastination. The Three of Pentacles. Focus and carry through. It has to do with the clarity of your priorities. Focus and carry through. This is a big message that I need constantly. Another one we had today was the Six of Swords. Learn to go from rough waters to smooth waters seamlessly. Just let yourself go, which means letting negative things go, and you will go to smoother waters. Okay, the Nine of Wands. It's actually having to do with strength to manifest. You have such strength to manifest what you want. Oops. Oh, my battery's getting a little low. Let me just plug that in. Okay. And another cup we got, another cup. We got the Nine of Cups for happiness. That was the one that said, I simmer in the sweet summer stew of love. Or it could be a winter stew in our case. Okay. So I have to leave, but I'm very happy to be here and see everybody again. And I keep saying I'll be on more. And if I can listen to my own card that said not to procrastinate, I want this to be true. I want to come on as much as possible. And I know one person said, please don't stop. Please don't stop doing this. That meant a lot to me because I feel this is my heart. I love you guys. Please have a beautiful, beautiful day, and I'll see you soon. Love you. Love you.